Hey guys, how's it going? It was a pretty slow week, but I picked up some solid finds, so let's check them out. This was pretty much the week of plug-and plays, as I picked up a couple plug-and-play units. The first one I got was the Namco TV Games. This is the one from 2003 by Jakks Pacific. It is a collection of arcade games. It's got a nice micro switch arcade stick here, and I don't really like this button that much, but it serves its purpose. This one has Pac-Man and Dig Dug, as well as a couple others on it, and I've quite enjoyed playing that. The second one I got was the Atari Paddle plug-and-play, also by Jakks Pacific. They seem to have the corner of the market on this. This is a bunch of paddle-based games by Atari, and it's very accurate to the Atari paddle controller that came with the 2600, and it's basically just a bunch of Pong games and Pong clones, which, when you think of it, that's kind of the genesis of plug-and-play games, is the Pong system. So this is a little bit of a throwback to that, just a tiny, compact Pong machine. The third one I got is the Ms. Pacman Collection from 2000... Yeah, this one's from 2005, and it is Game Key ready. Now, the Ms. Pacman Collection plug-and-play is my favorite plug-and-play. It's got a very, very nice micro-switch joystick with twist control, and a very responsive micro-switch button that is spring-loaded, and I absolutely love this plug-and-play, but this one is Game Key ready, which means it's got a small cartridge bay here on the back that accepts these cartridges, these Game Key cartridges, which have more games on them. This one has Dig Dug and New Rally X, and you just plug it into the back like that, which I would argue makes it not a plug-and-play system, but rather a budget console, if you ask me, because the idea of plug-and-plays is that they do not take cartridges, and that's what kind of makes it a plug-and-play, is it's a standalone system with games installed. But, you know, what can you do? I also got this Game Key, which includes Pac-Man, Bosnian, and Rally X, and yeah, so those are the first three plug-and-plays I got. Those are fairly decent, but I also got this, which I believe to be the mother of all plug-and-plays, which is the Atari Flashback. This is the Atari Flashback 2. It is a plug-and-play Atari 2600 clone, and it is pretty much brand new in box. Let me open this up so you can see it. It comes with a small replica Atari 2600 console. Notice there's no cartridge bay on the top, but it does have ports for Atari 2600 controllers, and it comes with two fairly decent reproduction Atari controllers. I don't especially like the buttons on them, but the joysticks are pretty good. They're not as rubbery, they're made of a plastic, and the original Atari 2600 joysticks were made of kind of a tacky rubber that I liked a lot, but other than that, these joysticks are a pretty good representation of the Atari 2600 joysticks that came out originally. And this comes with a nice retro-style manual that's retro-colored. It kind of looks like a manual that would come with an Atari game. And, yeah, I really like this system. It's got I believe, 40 games on it. It's got Yar's Revenge, which is a fantastic game and one of the few legitimately scary games before the 3D era, I would argue. And those are my plug-and-plays for this week. I think those are all pretty good finds. Those I all found on Friday. Friday was the day of plug-and-plays. Now, Saturday was a different story. I got a ton of games on Saturday, starting with a lot that included some Sega Genesis games. So in this lot, we got Art Alive Loose, NBA Hang Time, we got Toy Story, Aladdin. I like the Genesis version of Aladdin better than the Super Nintendo one. You can argue that in the comments below. What's your favorite version of Aladdin? Because they were both fantastic. I personally prefer the Genesis version. And I got Columns, which I didn't have, strangely enough. This is complete in the box with the manual and everything, so that's nice. And this is the retail version of Columns, which is strange to find because Columns came packaged with many Sega Genesises. Columns came packaged with the Sega Genesis for quite a while. Also in that lot was this, a PlayStation Portable case, which also happens to have a PSP 2000 in it. Now this PSP 2000 is actually, it's just perfect, in absolutely perfect condition. I thank God every day for kids that take care of their shit, but just look how gorgeous and shiny that is. Look at that. Look at that shit. So you can see, yeah, so you can see all my shit up on my shelf there. There's the Ice Monkey from Primal Rage. We got Luigi up there, and we got Isabelle. Check that out. You can see all that shit, because this thing is so goddamn shiny. Oh, that was another thing I got. Let's see if we can mirror this up there. That Luigi right there, that's the Luigi Figma that just got, or not the Figma, the Nendroid that just got released, and you are seeing it in the mirror-like screen of this immaculate PSP. And that Luigi Nendroid is fantastic. Here, we'll cut to a short scene of that. Oh yeah, Luigi. Just look at him. The Luigi Nendroid. Fantastic. And then also in that bundle was Dexter. This game is also, this was actually still new in the shrink wrap, and it is no longer new in the shrink wrap because I opened it and played it, and this is rather fun, though I would like to make a couple complaints about the sound effects in this game. They're a little bit repetitive. And that was a fantastic lot, if you ask me. The next thing I got was Red Steel. This game is pretty awesome. It's kind of a first-person shooter sword fighter on the Wii. This was one of the launch titles, I believe. I got this game with my Wii and something must have happened to it, but yeah, you fight the Yakuza, and it's an incredibly fun game. Next, I got a lot from a yard sale of just some young girls were having a yard sale. And I didn't expect to find any video games because there were a lot of like Bratz dolls and Barbie dolls and other stuff like that, but I asked them if they had any video games and they just came back with, out of their house with arms full of games, and so that just is a reminder to always ask at yard sales, always ask. The first thing that they brought out was this Game Boy Advance SP. It is in pretty sorry shape. As you can see, the top is quite scarred, and the little bumpers on the top of the screen on the left and right have been chewed off, it looks like. But it is perfectly working. It came with the charger, and it came with Barbie as the island princess. So, Game Boy Advance SP. That's always a nice system to find at sales. Next, I got, from those same little girls, this rose pink, I believe this is rose pink, DS Lite, which is also in perfect working condition. It's pretty good. As you can see on the bottom screen, there's a little bit of the hazing, the fogginess that comes after years of use, but the system does function perfectly fine, and it has the little cartridge bay placeholder for Game Boy games. Never see that in the wild. And it also has the original stylus as well. So this was a well-loved system. It's still in incredibly good shape. The hinges are fantastic on it, not cracked at all. And yeah, this works. I've actually been playing it a lot today. And with that came Cooking Mama, because why not? Gardening Mama, and the game that I've been playing today, Soul Bubbles. It's a pretty fun game, actually. I've gotten quite a bit of enjoyment out of it already on this lovely pink DS Lite. And yeah, that was a good little bundle I got there. That's just a sort of my reminder to always ask, no matter who's running the yard sale. Just ask, because chances are they might have video games, and really, what does it hurt you to ask? And the last item I got, I imported this from Japan. It's Pocket Monsters Pokemon Green version. I imported this because, as you may be aware, I have an ongoing series called I Can't Read This, which is myself playing Famicom games where I don't know an ounce of Japanese whatsoever, but I go through them and try my best to play them because I believe that you should always try new things, even if you don't know what a game is about, even if you don't think you can understand it. I think you should always play it. Every single game that has ever been made is somebody's favorite game, and every game is worth a play. Every game is worth $1. So I just think that if you ever stumble upon a game you've never heard of, you might as well give it a play. And the reason for this rambling story is because I have actually signed up for Japanese classes, and I've been taking Japanese lessons online because I believe that, you know, it's time to better myself, I think. And so I bought this because I was playing, when I was learning how to read in elementary school, when I was getting the basics for my education, I played Pokemon Red and Pokemon Yellow, and they, I think, really helped reinforce my reading skills. And so now that I am learning how to read Japanese, I've imported Pokemon Green. And yeah, I think that's going to be a fun little exercise for me to do. And, yeah, so those are all of my oh, actually, no, one more thing. As some of you may know, Club Nintendo just released their Platinum and Gold membership status, and I had Nintendo Platinum status, Club Nintendo Platinum status, and their rewards this year were a little bit underwhelming. You could pick from one of several, I believe they were about $9 downloadable games off of the eShop. Usually they come with physical rewards, and that's a little disheartening, so I picked Earthbound, and because I've only played the game once or twice on an emulator, and I figured it was about time to pick that up, so I got that for free off the eShop. And I spent my points that I've earned on a couple things from the eShop. First off, I wanted to get the Animal Crossing blue pouch, the 3DS pouch, but they only had pink pouches left, and since there's not much on the North America store, I figured, why not pick up the pink pouch? So I have that now to go with my new pink DS Lite, so we're just going to put that in there. There we go. Everything worked out on that. I got a pink DS for my pink pouch. And secondly, I got this. What is this? It's some posters, which I'm going to put up on the screen now. These are just some Animal Crossing posters that I thought were rather attractive, and I'm going to put them up back there, I think, next to my Simon Bisley poster, and you'll see them in some future videos. So yeah, you know, free shit. I bought it with my, I like to call them my Marlboro points. They're my points on Club Nintendo for buying too many damn games. And yeah, those are my finds this week, my pickups, and what I've received in the mail. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.